Hi writing class, I hope you're all doing well. Amazing work this week writing your sentences, writing your awesome paragraphs, editing your sentences, adding in your punctuation marks and commas, so keep up the awesome work. For today's class, we're going to be looking at lesson 43, part D. So we're going to use this to help us write our story. So I'll read what it says in our book. So please look at part D. The pictures in part D show how the story begins and how it ends, but the pictures don't show what happens between the beginning and the ending. You will have to make up the middle part. Right, so if we look at our first box here, we have the beginning sentence of our story. I'll read what it says. Eric climbed a tree to rescue a cat while Mike and Rosa watched. There are two people talking in the first picture. That means that the first half of your story will need to have at least 2 paragraphs. Remember, each time a new person speaks, we need to start a new paragraph. Right, so in that first picture, we have Eric who says, help me. And then we have Rosa, who says, hold on tight. The second half of your story will tell how Eric's friends helped get him out of the tree without getting hurt. So let's look at the last picture. So your story will have to tell what's going on in this last picture. For the middle part of your story, you're going to use these questions to help you write that part. Once again, you can make up what happens in the middle part, you can be creative, and you can also make up what people said. Here are some of the questions to help you when writing the middle half of your story. What was in the truck? What did Eric's friends say to the truck driver? How did Eric get down from the tree? Why didn't Eric get hurt? What did Eric say to his friends after they helped him? And how did the cat get down? So once again, the middle of your story should answer the questions that are in the box. We also have some vocabulary words to help us write our story. So I'll read the words. Mattresses, piled, yelled, scared, tightly, grip, and dangled. So if you're going to use these words in your story, make sure to spell them correctly. And then on the bottom of your worksheet, we have 4 checks. So we have to make sure to follow these 4 checks to make sure that our story includes all of the important things. So check 1 asks us, is each sentence punctuated correctly? Don't forget to start each sentence with a capital letter. Don't forget that people's names need to be capitalized. And we need to make sure to add in our quotation marks around the exact words that somebody says. Check 2 asks us, are there any unclear words in your paragraphs? Remember, before you can use the words he, she, they, or it, you first have to introduce the person or the people or the item in the previous sentence. If we don't do that, the word will be unclear. Check 3 asks us, did you tell all the important things that must have happened? Remember, for the first half of your story and then for the ending, we need to report on the pictures. For the middle half of your story, you're going to use those questions and then you can make up what happened or what the people said as well. And then the 4th check asks us, did you write at least 4 paragraphs? So don't forget, each time a new person speaks, we need to write a new paragraph. So since there are 2 people speaking in the first half of the story, that means we need to have 2 paragraphs. So let's write the first half of the story together, and then I want you guys to write the middle part and the ending of the story on your own. So once again, the first sentence was given to us, right? So I've written it down here. I've made sure to indent. Eric climbed a tree to rescue a cat while Mike and Rosa watched. Right? If we look at the picture, we can see that Eric was climbing a tree, and then we can see that he is now dangling from one of the branches. So that could be our next sentence. So perhaps we can write, as Eric moved closer to the cat, he slipped and dangled from the branch. So as Eric moved closer to the cat, and since this is a part that tells when, right? As Eric moved closer to the cat, I need to make sure to add in my comma, just like we've been practicing. He slipped and dangled from the branch. And dangled is one of the vocabulary words, so make sure to spell that word correctly. And then we can see that Eric says something, right? We can see that he says, help me, right? But we don't think he just said it, right? If he's dangling from the tree, he's probably yelling it. So yelled is one of our other words, so we can write, Eric yelled, help me, right? Eric yelled. Don't forget after the word yelled, I need my comma, and then I'm gonna put my quotation marks around the words help me. Just like that, right? Eric yelled, comma, quotation marks, help me, closing quotation marks. Just like that. So now if we look at that picture again, we have a new person speaking, right? In that first picture, we also have Rosa speaking, right? And she says, hold on tight. So since now we have a new person speaking, we have to start a new paragraph and indent once again. So my next sentence will say, hold on tight, Rosa said, right? So once again, I'm gonna start a new paragraph. I'm going to put my quotation marks around the exact words that Rosa said. Hold on tight, Rosa said. Right, just like that. Right, I started a new paragraph because we had a new person speaking. Hold on tight. I made sure to add in my quotation marks and my comma. Rosa said, and then I need my period. So this is the first half of our story. So we've reported on what's happening in that first picture and made sure to include the first sentence that they gave us. So I'll read what the first half of our story says. Eric climbed a tree to rescue a cat while Mike and Rosa watched. As Eric moved closer to the cat, comma, he slipped and dangled from the tree, from the branch. Eric yelled, comma, quotation marks, help me, period, closing quotation marks. And then we have our next person speaking. So we have to start a new paragraph, indent it again. I have my quotation marks, hold on tight, comma, closing quotation marks, Rosa said, period. So now what I want you guys to do is using those questions in the third box and looking at the picture in the fourth box, write the ending, write the middle part and the ending of your story. Don't forget to use some of the words from your vocabulary box, and please make sure to do your 4 checks. You guys have been doing such an amazing job. I'm super proud of all of your hard work, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye!